Liberia. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love Liberia. Oh yeah. They play for me and you. Liberia. Oh yeah. From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together. I go. They say you're not there, we stand, divided we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget it. You from Lower Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Sess. I'm a bad that way on your river. I'm up on the fine way. Tabila, Kriwako. I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Free land and liberty, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I was raised in the swamp, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the soul, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I hold in your own. United, we stand divided.
I love Liberia. For the next 2 hours, we are going to be having serious discussion tonight. And it promises to be a colorful and a spirited, moment here on ELBC 99.9. My name is Washington Prince Tappert Jr. And let me officially welcome you to the program, Open Conversation. We have 19 more days till the Liberian people making, their democratic selections on the new code of officers to be elected into offices. So wherever you are, however you're watching, this is how we like to welcome you to the biggest thing that is happening on radio at about this time, ELBC 99.9 Open Conversation. So you're welcome. Let me now use this opportunity to cross over to my host and welcome you. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Tappert, and it's good to be here again. Another opportunity, another gift of life. We are very much grateful to the Almighty God for another opportunity. It's less than 3 weeks to elections, and we can feel the euphoria in the air already. And everybody is, making sure that they, make their case to the Liberian people, be it lawmaker or, a representative candidate, an incumbent lawmaker, a presidential candidate, an incumbent senator,
defeated senator,
candidate, whoever you be, all of the people are making their cases to the Liberian people, and it's an interesting time, and it's good to be here. We talk politics all day, all night in Liberia until October 10, and who knows whether we go, whether a political party is going to win these elections on the first ballot, or we're going to go to runoff elections. We don't know what's going to happen, because obviously if nobody has 50 plus one, we will obviously go to a second round, and that will happen after the October 10 polls.
Absolutely.
It's good to be here. Let's get the ball rolling.
It's good to be here too as well. So the first thing we do an open conversation, we introduce our guests. We tell the public who will be our guests for the night. Then we have a trend, and the trend is that we talk about the issues that are making headlines in the country. So tonight we will be having Honorable Clifton Semani Marshall Jr. He will be our guest tonight. We'll be talking District Number 8 politics. We are informed that Representative Moses Akaras Gray is the captain of that district. These people who are coming are trying to present their case or their cases. So Honorable Marshall Semani Clifton Semani Marshall Jr. will be our guest for tonight from District Number 8. So we now move into trending issues. So the LIS, the Liberia Immigration Service, arrest a Guinean national. Name is Shaka Fofana with 13 single barrel guns along with a voter registration RD card. A 45-year-old man named Shaka Fofana was arrested by the LIS, the Liberia Immigration Service, making his way through the borders to get into Liberia. And more besides, he was arrested with 13 single barrels and a voter registration card. This thing is alarming, is concerning. How can this man have access to our voter registration card? Investigation needs to expand, and we need to know. And coming into Liberia with 13 single barrels, so let's give it up for the Liberia Immigration Service for ensuring that this particular individual is arrested and he's not been able to border in our country with these single barrels. Who knows? Criminality is becoming so different in our country because all of these people are contributing to the bad status of the country. And what does it end? It ends on the heads of the government. It ends on the heads of people who are steering the affairs of the country. When these people make their way through the borders with these harmful, materials, and then they start to do these bad things. Tomorrow we say, the Liberian government is this, the Liberian government is facilitating criminality, the Liberian government is doing this and doing that. So kudos to the Liberia Immigration Service for ensuring that this man is arrested, and more besides, the voter registration card issue is another problem. How did he obtain it? What was the criteria set to obtain such a? He beat our system. Yeah, let's agree to that. He beat our system, but investigation is ongoing, and he will be brought to justice.
Okay, what is even more alarming for me? I'm not, very much alarmed as it relates to him registering and obtaining a voter card. Because, and the reason I say so is, we border in Sierra Leone. Our borders are porous. It's not a secret. And if people go in and out of Liberia, from Liberia to Sierra Leone, it's easy to adapt the way people speak in Liberia and that of Sierra Leone. So people take chances. And it's good that, he was caught, because we've seen that over the years where people will leave from across the border into Grangide, Olofa County, to register on this side. Obviously, who knows whether our people do the same thing because they marry intermarriage. And so it's easy for that to happen, but it's good he was caught. But what is even more alarming for me is that he was caught with single barrel guns.
Very good.
And why is that alarming? We're hearing, drums of wars being beaten by,
politicians.
I'm not going to say politicians, by, the former rebel leader, Prince Johnson. He is threatening the peace of this country, and crying foul that he thinks that the elections will be rigged, and if that happens, he will go back. He would destabilize the country. If you're saying these kinds of things and you get people, crossing the borders because our borders are porous. But again, we thank the Liberia Immigration Service for doing her job. But these kind of comments coming from Prince Johnson, who is a former rebel leader,
and Representative Koluba as well,
and Yeke Koluba, who all their lives is about killing people, then you get, then you wonder. You wonder why these things are happening. Who knows whether they're in connection with these people, because that is their plan. Yeke Koluba knows that he has lost it. And all he talks about, if he's not abusing any other woman, because he doesn't have respect for women, he will abuse, from the wife of the president to the vice president to anybody in this country. And so he's a warlord, he's a former fighter, he's a rebel, and all the talk about guns. So for me, I'm not surprised that will be happening. But these are the people we need to be looking at, and checking up on, because they can do anything to destabilize the peace of this country. It's sad, but again, kudos to the Liberia Immigration Service for making sure that they nip that guy.
Exactly. So a man in Grangeda County was also caught with over 40 voter registration cards, and his name is Victor Billy from Grangeda County. It was reported yesterday, and yesterday he was caught with over 40 voter registration card, and there were scenarios, right? There were cases. Sometimes, people take people from one place to another, one point to another, say you can go register to this place, and when you're finished registering, I gave you $5, and I take all the voting cards and I keep it. Then the day of elections, you'll come again, I give you your voting card, you'll go vote, I give you the remaining money and stuff like that. But they are on different purposes. I'm not saying that is the particular purpose, because the investigation is still ongoing. And, people do these things, and keep people voter cards for different reasons. All of the voter cards that I saw today, I did not see, one photo. I saw different photos on those voter cards. How can one man be keeping almost everybody voting card? What's going on? The Liberian people need to take responsibility of their future. People cannot use them for $5 and $10 and $15. Go to so and so district, so and so county, so and so part of the country. Go register for me. Go vote for me. I seize your voter cards, and on the day of elections, I give your voting cards. Go and vote for me. This is a serious reduction when it comes to maintaining the future of the people. Liberian people need to graduate from this kind of thing. Alleviate yourself from politicians holding you down, taking your voter cards, keeping it, and on election day give you $10 again, say go vote for me before I get your voting card. This has got to stop.
Well, this case doesn't seem to be, that way, hearing from the house's mouth, because listening to our correspondent, according to him, this guy is a criminal gang leader, and he stole allegedly from somebody, and police went to raid him, and when they caught him, they were looking for this woman's belongings, and found the voter cards with him. And so they asked him, what are you doing with these voter cards? You're just one man. You have 40 plus voter cards. And he says, my men who are assigned to me, who and myself go out doing these kinds of things, are the ones who cards I'm holding. I don't want them to misplace the cards, because they have to that's his story. Because they have to, go and vote. So I am the gang leader, so I'm keeping their cards. That is, totally different from a politician taking your card and saying, I pay your way to go to XYZ place. And because I pay your way, let me keep the cards. I pay you this amount of money. And then on election day, I'm going to give you your cards. You go and vote, and then I pay you back. So this is a totally different case, according to that guy, who is a notorious gang leader. He is keeping the cards for his
gang,
members of his gang. But it's just a very, very sad thing, and it's good that we'll keep our eyes on that investigation to know exactly how that is going to end, because those people who cards he has have to, whether they will be given those cards, we'll have to know whether they will go back to the police and retrieve their cards, or what's really going to happen. We need to follow up on that to get the clear understanding. But it's just a sad.
But I think the statement coming from him will probably endanger those guys from getting their cards, because he's already indicted them as per what he said allegedly, that they are members of the gang, that they go and do all of those things. So if they go there, probably they might be suspects. So they wouldn't want to go there.
Remember, you're not a rogue until you're caught.
Exactly. So let's go to it, President. We addressed the 76th section of the United Nations General Assembly last night, and it was very brief, concise, and all of the messages were into it. He spoke about the perseverance of peace. He spoke about, the women participation in politics. He spoke about the impartation of youth in the country. He spoke about, the Farmington Agreement. There are a couple of things he spoke about, that drives Liberia to a trajectory of progress. So yesterday he mounted the podium, and it was just, what he had to say to our international partners, bringing Liberia case to the 78th section of the UNGA, and making sure Liberia has been represented. So Liberia was represented last night by the President of the Republic of Liberia, George Weah, and those things, were said. The credibility of the National Elections Commission, they ensure that they have independence in doing their work, making sure that Liberia observe, all kinds, it was just the positives that he could have ever presented to our international partners.
Yeah. So I think, the president, for 5 years now, and that was his sixth message to the UN General Assembly. And I thought his comportment, his presentation was very, very, it tells you how, better it gets every day. And he made Liberia's case not only about things that are happening in Liberia, but give Liberia's position when it comes to our global, world, what Liberia stands for, and what Liberia wants to see, and how Liberia wants to see the rest of the world when it comes to, climate change, when it comes to the SDGs, and how, and then he brought it back to Liberia and talking about everybody's eyes, the international community eyes are on Liberia, because we're going to elections in less than 3 weeks. And given what's happening in our sub-region, our president has always told the world that the democracy in Liberia will remain on the right path. He's in no way going to temper with elections result. He's going to respect the will and pleasure of the Liberian people. And he also told them, he continues to say this everywhere he goes. And so people expect that he will, anytime he stands out to speak concerning Liberia, his message is about peace. His message is about maintaining Liberia's democracy. His message is about, living the will and pleasure of the Liberian people, especially now that we're going to elections. And I think it's very, very important, because if you hear your leaders speak in such a form and manner, then it tells you that, the will and pleasure of the people is what matters to him.
Exactly.
And we look forward to having the president back in country. We know we're in election there in period.
I think it will be on Saturday.
And so we look forward to having His Excellency back. And I'm sure Liberians are proud that, he made our case yesterday at the UN General Assembly.
Sure.
He also talked about, how the young people of this country make up a significant portion of our population, and his government is doing nothing but the best to make sure that the lives of the young people, are improved.
Are impacted.
Yeah, and he talked about infrastructure. He talked about, electricity. He talked about health,
education.
and education, and that is something that nobody doubts, because people see the reality in the country. So hopefully His Excellency will be back and hitting the roads running.
Exactly. So these are political times and political periods. So everybody is trying to be very strong. So lastly, before we go to the line, the Unity Party is to besiege the premises of the National Elections Commission headquarters on tomorrow, saying that the NEC has failed to put up the final voter registration roll. So they will go there and demand the NEC to make public the final voter roll, the registration voter roll. So the National Elections Commission had this guidelines when it comes to voter registration, when it comes to all of the different things leading to the elections. The National Elections Commission had a guideline for that. And according to what I heard from the authority of the National Elections Commission, that they had some issues. And you here will testify that even during the time we had the voter registration, there were also issues when the biometric materials were being introduced. There were times you see we had issues with those biometric materials because it was new to Liberia, and working out these biometric materials required, a certain climate, certain atmosphere, and all of that. So we had issues at the time. So National Elections Commission is telling the Liberian people that we are not refusing to put out the voter roll, but there are things that we need to clean up. We need to clean up certain things before putting out the voter roll, right?
I don't think that's what the National Elections Commission is saying. And, if the Unity Party folks don't have, are they tired of going to campaign? Because listening to Mr. Isaac Zam, who is the director of data, of the data center at the National Elections Commission, what he says is totally different from what you were saying about issues with the National Elections Commission. So I want us to play because he was on elections and you on ELBC today. And let's hear what he has to say when it comes to
What's
voters' role, and for which these Unity Party folks are saying that they're going to protest. And even is your protest going to make the voters' roll, whether it's going to make the voter roll come out tomorrow, is anybody's guess. But let's hear exactly what Mr. Zam said when he was asked
making the right strides for a peaceful election in 2023.
Do political parties have access to these records? Do political parties have access to hearing these records? I'm talking about lack of access. What the NEC has published, the final road on your website or whatever. How is it like with respect to these key stakeholders in the elections?
So I would like to be a bit technical in this response.
Okay.
And I hope I can be forgiven. But there are two different things here, and I think some people are missing it. There is the final figures, which we publish according to voting precincts and according to polling places. So, for example, we have published information that in, say, 22005 or 12005, for example, polling place 5 should have X number of females, X number of males. Okay? We said in registration center 30009 should have total number of males, total number of females. That is the figure that we publish to the NEC website. Then the information for voters that I could go and check my own self to see what I on the voters roll is on the NEC voter check platform, vc.necliberia.org. You go there, you enter your voter ID, you enter the year you were born, because we want to be sure that you're the one checking that information.
Great.
And then automatically it shows you all your registration details. The third step to that is that we produce now what we call the final registration roll, which is the FRR. This document, if you put all of them together, 5,890 books, is too large for you to say you'll put on any website for anybody in Liberia to say they will download it within a day's time. So what we have done in the past, since 2017, is that when we are done with the printing of the roll, 2017 we did that, we also did that in 2020 elections. When we finish printing the roll, we now encrypt to secure the data so that someone else will not take it and tamper with it and say, NEC gave me wrong information. We encrypt the data we secure it by encrypting it, and then we make electronic copies available.
Okay.
To political
if you say encrypt, can you tell us what is it?
So I'm using the two words interchangeably. We secure the data. So we make sure to present it in a way that if we give it to you, you're not able to go and alter it, remove somebody's picture, put someone else's picture, remove somebody's name, or take the person's picture and then carry it to some other card printing machine, put a person's face there and do all this content. We know that there are some people who will go to any length to discredit the National Elections Commission. So we put in place all of these safety measures so that when the record gets out there, it is a pure representation of the very document that we will be using on election day. It's such a sensitive document, and we want to make sure that what we gave you can be accounted for as what was given to you by the National Elections Commission.
All right. As Exam is the director of the NEC.
There you have it. You listen to the director of data, the director, the data center at the National Elections Commission. And what the National Elections Commission is doing now is not something that they haven't done before. This is something they have always, done. And you heard him say it was just done, even it was done in the last election. So if you are a political party or you're a Liberian and you want to know, you want to check you want to know whether you're on the voters roll, you have a platform, which is the NEC Voter Check platform, where you can check all of these things. You listen to him, he says, over 5,000. What is the number? 5,890 books. This is not something that you can just print out, and they are going to wait until, pretty close to the elections. They're going to print those things out and put them on the walls where people can see them. So what exactly is Mo Ali or the Unity Party really asking? Because whatever information they want is on the website of the National Election Commission.
What they are asking is that if you read from what I have here, the National Elections Commission had a stipulated date to ensure that the final voter roll will be out to the Liberian people. I think what the Unity Party folks are saying is that with the date associated with the publication of the final voter roll, the NEC is having some delay. That's their point. That's what they're saying.
But it's on the NEC's website.
Now, the considerating factor here is that the Mamusu, the Mankema, who is not accessible to internet, may not be able to get what she wants to see, like the normal way we put it on the wall and go and see yourself. You say, oh, la man came out here, I register here, and I'm finally on the voter roll. And here, like you listen to the National Elections Commission director said that it's a voluminous, it's a huge page of document, huge pages of document. So what they are able to do is that they are able to put it on their website. Those of us who are literate, who are computer literate, we can access it. The Omar who is not computer literate would like to see it placed on the wall. I think,
of course, they're putting it on the wall. You heard him say that they're not going to do it on the walls now because they give some reasons why. Even if you put it on the wall now, people are gonna tear it down. That's one. Two, some places it's raining. People are not going to see that, but that is going to happen before voting day. So you can go 2 days, 3 days before election day and go and see on the wall and know exactly that whether or not your information is there. The thing about it is the voter roll that has been cleaned up. We had a period here where you could go on the walls where you register and the NEC pasted everything there. You go and check to know whether or not you are there, whether your name is there, and whether it's spelled correctly. And the National Elections Commission did that. And so if you want to know whether you are, whether Mankema, if your mother or your sister or your brother wants to know whether their name is on the final voter roll, you can also help them. So why are you going to protest? Because this is something that was done during the last elections. We should be hailing the National Elections Commission because the process now that is taking place in Liberia has helped us. This biometric registration, as a result of that, nobody can go and register and vote 2 times. I heard Mr. Zam say today that if you registered 2 times and you think that you registered in Montserrat County, right? Mm-hmm. And you left from here and went to Bone County and registered again. And you decide to yourself and say, on election day, I will decide where to go to cast my ballot because I got 2 voter registration cards. You will be fooling yourself if you went to Bone County because all of the people who did double registrations, their names also will be pasted on the walls. Not only the final voter rolls, right? The final voter roll, but the people who did double registration, who duplicated the process, their names will also be there. And if you went to Bone County to a precinct and you say, I registered, they say, okay, you registered 2 times because you register in Montserrat and you register here. So the system can detect that now.
Yes.
Which is a very good thing. So they will tell you, go right back.
That's why they call it the deduplication.
To where you first registered is where we've counted you. So some of you who are listening and know that you registered 2-3 places and you think that you can just decide where you are going to vote, you must be missing it. You must be mistaken, because the place you registered first is where you're going to vote. If you can't get to that place, I'm sorry, you're going to cause noise somewhere else, but you're not going to be allowed, because you will see your name on the wall. It will also be amongst the people who have registered more than twice.
Exactly.
So I think it's better for people to continue to listen, because every Thursday at 3:00, the National Elections Commission will be on ELBC and they will be explaining these things. There is no reason why you should go out there to protest. The final voter roll is on the National Elections Commission website. The next says they're going to post that, a few days before elections. And because they will do that, because they cannot print out 5,890 books. So there's no reason. The party needs to go and campaign and tell people to vote for you, instead of going to stage, a very unnecessary protest at the National Elections Commission. That's how I term it.
All right, so this is where we are with trending issue. Let's go to the lines and take at least 3 or 4 calls and welcome in our guest tonight. 0880-514 096 are the numbers. 0880-514-096. We take at least 3 or 4 calls tonight, and we bring in our guest, Mr. Marshall.
Good evening. Good evening. And how you guys doing, sir?
Go ahead, sir.
Hello?
Go ahead. You are live.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the many discussion this evening. I think, let me say thank you to our securities, mainly the LRS. They are doing well. And I will say kudos to them. Those who have planned against this country, I know as all above, it will not work. And we will be peaceful, and we go to this election, and we elect our leaders to come and steer the affairs of the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's take this next caller. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
This is Alfred David from Bone County.
Alfred, go ahead, sir, from Bone County.
Thank you. I want to talk on 2 things. Number 1, how to do with the issues of Prince Johnson, and number 2, how to do with the president issue that they address in the U.S. The issue with Prince Johnson, but Prince Johnson gave his support to President Weah, to Nigeria. He and TB led TB Joshua on a note. Now Prince Johnson is to all his support. I don't know how you guys look at it, and each of you guys keep complaining that Prince Johnson is a warlord all the morning.
You know Prince Johnson is a warlord before you telling us that we're complaining. Is it not an open secret? Don't waste my time.
Good evening.
Good evening. Where do you see that? Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you for having me. Well, let me say good evening to you, Washington, along with CCP. I'm Emmanuel M. Toka Jr., and I join you from my residence in the community. Well, let me appreciate the president for the student speech. That's one of the best speeches I've observed around the world. It was precise, and the president addressed, the immediate changing things, that are occurring in the country. Just imagine, I was thinking about when the president had mentioned, the electoral process and making commitment to that international body that the election is going to be free, fair, and transparent. In fact, the government has empowered the election commissioner that there's no name that the election commissioner will have any level of hindrance. So, you don't live in a lie. I want to caution you.
Oh, we're sorry. You left the line before cautioning. Good evening. Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from? Good evening. What's your name and where you call from?
think we will take the next caller. Good evening.
It's our final caller.
Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, is it ELBC?
This is ELBC.
Thank you very much. I listened to Tuti and she was explaining and speaking. I'm Roger Matari. Hi, I'm Roger Matari.
Calling from where?
She's speaking.
Calling from where?
Oh, I'm calling you from Sokine. Calling from Sokine.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I listened to Tuti. She's speaking. I had to say that she's a spokesperson for it. There was a date that was set according to what was said yesterday. The commissioner was invited before the address and they set a date to be on the 18th. And the 18th time passed, and it was predicated upon that for which Darren spoke the way how he spoke yesterday. So if for any reasons that they are trying to correct it wrong, I don't think it's about asking the folks from the Unity Party to say that if they do not have a genuine concern, and the concern is the sanction has passed. So should they take some time to see what will be the next course of action?
The time shown for what? The time shown for what? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Okay, so I'll leave you there.
Good evening.
I think I'll find a caller. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you. Pastor Chiefly calling from the CCC.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so I listened to CCC and the issue there, I don't know, CCC, the opposite, that they don't never protest. They think that everybody thinks. Or they got 20 political party registered. Then you're a long-term protest. No, it's not everybody thinks. So if political party will speak for themselves, they collect what that protest thing. They will go and campaign. So
Okay.
they go to Maryland, the other countries then.
Thank you very much.
They should sit there and be talking about protest. Protest will not help them.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Let's leave it there and enter into conversation regarding district number 6. Our guest is currently
Number what?
district number 8. Sorry. I'm very, very, very sorry. So let's go into district number 8. Representative candidate, Honorable Clifton Semani Marshall Jr. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you.
I think at mic 3. He's at mic 3. You can reduce it a little bit. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. And how are you?
I'm fine. So, can you tell us about yourself? Who are you, and what do the Liberian people, particularly District Number 8, should know about you in terms of introduction?
All right. By way of introduction, my name is Clifton Semani Marshall Jr. I was born and raised in District 8. I graduated from Tottenham High School. I have background in economics and demographic from the University of Liberia. And then I started to play soccer for the Invisible 11 for 1.5 years. And then going over to the U.S. Embassy as a security guard. My first achievement was to help 35 people get employed with the intercom security system. And then I was fortunate to travel to the United States. My first job was to work in a warehouse. I did that job for 2
Sorry, did you say White House or warehouse?
warehouse.
Warehouse. Where the
Warehouse.
Yeah,
where the keep
warehouse.
things.
So I did that job for like 2 years. And then I got another job transporting explosive for 8 consecutive years.
Explosive?
Yeah.
You mean damaged stuff?
Oh, it has to do with military.
Oh, okay.
And then I just resigned from the United States Bureau of Corrections. For some of the people who don't know what correction is, it's people that police the prison compound. Now, in the United States, when it comes to corrections, they have 5 levels. Level 5 is a solitary prison. And that's where I just resigned from. I have been in and out. I come 3-4 times a year.
Someone who doesn't know what solitary prison is, how will you break it down for us?
It's a prison where when somebody is bearing some penalty actions, where you serve life imprisonment, or you are on death row. When I talk about death row, people that face death penalty.
Oh, okay.
That's what it means.
Okay.
And then I have been in and out because it's like I work in America, but I live in Liberia, carry on all of my investment. I running in District 8 because our district is abandoned. Plain and simple.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Quick question. Why did you resign from the U.S. Bureau of Correction?
To run in our election.
To run in our elections. You talked about your investments in Liberia. Let's hear about your investments in Liberia.
All right. I have an investment on the 3rd Street, opposite the EPA building. I have a house big at the size of Mamba Point Hotel. It has 40 offices. That's one of my investments.
What do people do there? What do you do there?
It's on negotiation right now. And anyone who takes that building, you will have to employ people from my district. So,
that is if you're elected?
No. It's on a negotiation right now.
Okay, so whether you're elected or not, the negotiations will include that anyone who takes the building, whatever purpose they're taking that building for, they must employ people from district number 8.
That's correct.
Okay. So I hear you say the district is abandoned. It's abandonment. In what way? In what form? We want to know.
Yeah. Yes. When I use the word abandonment, it encapsulates everything. When somewhere is abandoned, it means nothing is going on. We don't have oversight. We lack representation. And we are not making a proper law that should benefit the district. So if you speak of abandonment, it encapsulates everything.
Okay, so the people who are listening to you from district number 8 want to know exactly what you expect that is not happening, that for which you say you lack representation, you lack laws. What are those laws you want to see the lawmaker, the incumbent lawmaker, you thought he would have proffered that he is unable to do? In terms of representation, what exactly did you expect to see during the last 6 years that you didn't see?
Yeah, there are numerous laws and numerous things. Most of the time we speak of 3 cardinal pillars. And then he always talk about representation, lawmaking, and oversight. I think we should extend a little bit. That is to lobby, to be able to go out there and lobby and bring things to our people. Because remember, Liberia built a budget in 2 forms, remittance and foreign assistance. We have a steady revenue of generating revenue from abroad. So as a lawmaker, don't just sit in the house and just talk about 3 cardinal pillars. That's all. Now, the district lack ambulance. One of the key things, especially when it has to do with the issue of health. There's no ambulance in the district. We have miseducation. If you go in the district, there are so many kids that are not going to school. We have dilapidated schools. The issue of sanitation is a grave concern. There are people in that district that don't sleep at night, especially when it rains. If you walk there, you feel very, very sad, very bad. So I can name issues, a lot of things that the district is lacking. Yeah.
Okay, let's take it one by one. Ambulance. Who should provide ambulance for your district?
The representative should be able to lobby. Once you are a representative and you find out that the government is unable to provide, or you are not making law or not pushing bills that should make ambulance be in the district, it's not about just sitting in the district. You should be able to go and lobby up there and improvise for this district. So that's one of the things.
Okay. So if you're elected lawmaker of District number 8, what are you going to do in that regards?
Oh, yeah. I can tell you the first 100 days, I'm going to ensure ambulance going to be in the district.
How?
The lobby, I just told you.
With whom?
To go out there to lobby.
Where? In the U.S.?
In the U.S., in Europe. Remember, Liberia budget is built in 2 ways. Remittance, foreign assistance. How do we get that? The president has to go up there, the Minister of Finance, Foreign Affairs Minister to go up there and lobby. That's the way how our budget is built. So as a lawmaker, you should be able to go up there too and lobby.
What's your connection? It's easier said than done. Everybody says, I will go out there and lobby. I will go out there and lobby. Tell us, how do you guys go and do this lobbying? We want to know, the Liberian people, the people of District number 8, because if you just say, I will go out there and lobby, every other lawmaker who passes through, that legislature has said this thing on radio. When you elect me, I will go out there and lobby.
Yes,
they
exactly.
will sit there for 6 years. They will sit there for 12 years. We will not see anything like that foreign assistance. So I want to know today.
Yeah. Other lawmakers have been saying that because they don't have the technical know-how. Now, we elected people in the office based on other people's blessing. Okay? Like, for example, let's look at the president, George Weah. Let's look at Joseph Boaka. Let's look at Alexander Cummings. These people get exceptional blessings. And now we voted people based on their closeness to the people. So some of them think that they are more influential or more popular in the district, which is very wrong. So if you don't have the technical know-how out there, how can you come and speak about lobbying? You have to have the contacts. You have to work there and associate yourself with people of integrity, people that can make things happen.
How long have you lived in District number 8?
Since I was born.
Since you were born. How long have you stayed out of District number 8?
No.
You've been in and out.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your contributions to the district?
I'm
asking as it relates to your lobbyistic powers. Yeah. So you've been in and out of District number 8. What have you done in that district that will tell the people that you have the power to lobby?
Now, for the past 23 years, I have been on that path. I have been lobbying for people to travel. I have been involved in helping 45 people travel in and out of the district to go to school, to work, and do a lot of things.
45 people.
Mm-hmm.
When you say lobbying to help 45 people travel, I still want more understanding as it relates to that. Is it through your connections with the U.S. Embassy you're talking about, or what you?
How do you do it?
How do you do that?
Yeah, what happens is like they have a lot of programs.
Okay.
They have programs that you can help people to apply on and guide them. Because before I resigned from the U.S. Embassy, I was directly assigned into the visa sections.
Okay.
So when it comes to programs, I understand.
What's the population of your district?
Our population will be around 100,000+. Yeah.
100,000+ residents in District number 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you and besides the 40+ persons, who else have you helped in that district?
Oh, I've helped people. A lot of people go to school. I've helped people attend colleges. Just recently, I was the guest speaker of the SDA High School. I graduated from Tottenham High School, and the incumbent graduated from SDA School. So SDA School calling me to be a guest speaker. It speaks volume.
How does that speak volume, man? Wait, how does that?
What I'm saying, because of my contribution to education, like providing scholarships.
How many scholarships? And what specifics?
No, there's a lot. Because I've started
approximately how many
23 years ago. I've started that.
So
Yeah, but
since
you
23 years ago, approximately how many?
we have a cycle of that. Probably you've helped.
What happened is like all of my largest were never politically motivated. So I was not just counting. I was doing it out of my own volition.
Okay, so you've helped people go to school. You've helped other people leave your district to travel. What else?
I have people go to school. I have people work, I told you, and to do some petty businesses. Yeah.
Well, you give them loan or what?
No, I don't give loan. I just help.
Help how?
Give money.
Approximately how much money?
And they don't give back.
No, don't give back at all.
Approximately how much money, like
Open
you were saying.
Alliance tonight. You think people will call from that district and say you give them money to do business, small business?
Oh no, I don't think so. People will do it, and people may do it, and people may want to keep it private.
Why would they want to keep it private when it's something you've done to lift them out of poverty?
No, it's like people keep their life confidential. Man.
Is that something that you think people should keep confidential if somebody helps them and that person wants to run for a higher seat in their district and they will not call to say, I'm a testament. Mr. Marshall has done this for me.
Don't you think that it would have been advantage for you?
What happened tonight if those that help are now on the radio, not listening?
Oh, okay. But I'm just asking that question because apparently if you have helped a lot of people are listening. There'll be one or two testaments to what you've said. That's why I was just asking.
You can't overrule that. That will be one or two.
But you said, I don't think they're going to call. That's why I'm
Exactly.
saying that. Before Washington comes in, you named ambulance. You talked about miseducation. What do you mean by that? And what do you mean by miseducation? And what are your plans in that direction?
Yeah, one of my plans is that government officials should be mandated by law for not sending the kids out to attend. Because when every one of our kids attend school year, more priority, schools, resources will be used, and then we have a better education. That's one of it.
Is that the miseducation?
No. You said my plans. I just talked about plans.
Okay.
Now, miseducation, if you go to the school, you find people lack of blackboards. You have no crayons.
Where?
I mean, in the district.
Be specific. Which schools in your districts don't have crayons? They don't have blackboards?
It's again ethics to come and call school name when it comes to that.
I beg your pardon? How is it against ethics?
It's not disrespectful. How do you expect me to come and call people school on the radio?
Really?
I'm telling you.
You can sit on the radio. You can sit on the radio and say there are schools in your district without crayons.
With those huge limitations,
Yeah, but you can say the names of the schools.
I can be sued for that if you don't know.
Who's going to sue you for that?
The schools.
But maybe then you will not be telling the truth. That's why they're going to sue you.
No.
So why are they going to sue you when you're telling the truth?
His problem is that they will feel that you're trying to denigrate their school.
Are you talking about government schools?
I'm talking about private schools as well as government schools.
How many government schools do you have in your district?
I cannot tell you all, but I can tell you some. We have like Tottenham High, we have G.W. Gibson, we have
so is it Tottenham High demonstration and G.W. Gibson without blackboards?
No, I'm not going to go there, man. Yeah.
Okay. So you talked also about deplorable schools. Are they the deplorable schools you're talking about?
A lot of deplorable schools.
Tottenham High?
No.
G.W. Gibson?
I just spoke to you. I'm not going to call names, right?
Okay, let's talk about sanitation and I'll let Washington come in with his questions. Sanitation. You said sanitation, your district, in terms of sanitation, it's in a deplorable condition. Tell us about that condition and how you intend to, make it better if elected as the next representative.
Okay, I'm going to be very frank. The issue of sanitation is a very, very serious issue. and it will require international help, buttressed by the Liberian government, and also the commoners. We have to be involved, because when I go around and see the way how our drainages, our district look, it's not something I'm going to shift blame, because we have a long time. We have a long history of poverty in this country, and sanitation have been a key issue. So I'm not going to shift blame to any government. The only thing I can tell you is that it will require international assistance.
So how is it going to happen if you are elected? Apparently, I understand it to be that the current lawmaker cannot, lobby internationally. And so you, with the lobbyistic powers now, if elected, you're going to do things differently. So the people of District Number 8 are listening to you. They want to know how you're going to change that for them.
Yeah, first of all, spoke of abandonment. So I told you that abandonment encapsulates everything. So when someone abandons place, it means they are not around. Now, going out there to lobby, you are going to lobby with people that are able to help, with organizations, institutions, and carry your plight to them so that they can be able to contribute. And that's the only way that drainage or the sanitation problem can be helpful.
What are those international partners, or who are those partners you have on mind you're going to talk to if the people of District Number 8 elect you? I think it's important for them to know that, because I keep saying that you people who come to the Liberian people and say you want power, you just tell us, I will do this, I will do that, but no specifics. And so it's a difficult thing to hold you responsible if you're elected.
Exactly.
There are a lot of private investors. There are a lot of private successful men that I'm close to.
Call some of them names.
No.
Everything you'll be hiding it?
It's not hiding.
So they will sue you
confidentiality matters in things,
But people need to... Those people who are out there, who are helping people, they're not hiding their help for, people in third world countries, people in developing countries. These are people who give help, and we hear on the radio that they are also thanked for the kind of help they give. So if you have contacts with people, then you should be telling us, I have contact with this other group, I have contact with this other person, and I think they can help in this direction. That is some assurance to the people who you want to elect you.
Yeah, that's true. But they have private investors that I'm kind of close to, and there are some people who have never helped before. So it's like I'm going over to try to perpetuate them to see how best we can help.
So there's no guarantee they might do it, they might not do it.
It falls in the case of lobbying. People might do it and they may not do it. So you're correct.
Okay, so it's like, people of District Number 8 trust you and they believe you, but also it's the possibility is that, what you're saying to them might happen, it might not happen.
Okay, so let's talk something from the legislative perspective. You want to be a representative, District Number 8. You talk about oversight, representation, and lawmaking. Now, you said your district languages below your expectation because you don't think that the representative is in this capacity, according to you. Now, my question to you is that what is your orientation when it comes to understanding the responsibility of lawmaking? What you think a representative should be concerned with when it comes to lawmaking? How do you think lawmaking process begins? How does it work?
Now, it begins like this. We talk about the 3 cardinal pillars. But I think the most cardinal one is representation. The reason why representation is more key or more paramount, because I have to be a representative before I can face the other 2. If I'm not a representative, I cannot make law. If I'm not a representative, I can have an oversight. So representation is more paramount than the other 2. Like now, I'm trying to be a representative. I'm lobbying. It's like vying for the position. So if I become a representative, I can meet the other two laws.
Yeah, but then you need to tell us, you don't have to become a representative first before you solve the remaining two problems. So what is your understanding about lawmaking? How do you think it works?
So are you trying to tell me that you don't have to be a representative before you find the other two? I think you're getting it wrong.
No, sir. You don't necessarily need to be a representative before you tell us how you can make law, because you want to be a representative.
Okay, let me just come in.
Okay.
The problem is that you don't say you don't have to be a representative before you can fix the other two. But let me just come in.
Okay.
Now you got bills and act. When you hear of bill, it's about propose. Like a owner not going to a friend and say, look, let's do this and we'll get this. It all has to do with the bills. And now when you put it into law, it becomes an act. Law. So that's how lawmaking works.
That's how lawmaking works.
Yeah.
Now, so when we talk about oversight, how do you understand what is an oversight? How do you understand it?
You know, oversight is about going out there and visiting places, seeing the life of the people. It's not to just get out there and try to start gallivanting. No, you go out there, meet the people, and visit areas, visit schools, get to know the plight of the people, get to know the trouble of the people. That's an oversight, and that's how you can try to prefer bills to make a law.
Okay. Now you are speaking from a different point, that Representative Gray is not being able to do all of these things. Have you been able to follow the latest reports coming from Outrage? Do you know Outrage? Are you informed about Outrage?
No.
Okay, that means you've not been following the issues of the Liberian House of Representatives. Now, did you know that Representative Moses Akaras Gray from the House of Representatives was one of the only representatives to score A in the report of IREC that outlined specific lawmakers when it comes to representation, lawmaking, and oversight?
I think continuing to call Gray Dean is sound very superfluous. We shouldn't be measuring him.
Why we shouldn't?
When a district is abandoned, it means it has nothing to do with it. There's no need of you calling him.
You can't discuss District 8 without Representative Gray.
I can discuss it before him.
No, you need to discuss it with him.
I can discuss if a place is abandoned, there's nothing.
But who determines that it is abandoned? Is it you?
The inhabitants of the district.
How do they determine that? There are people who are still coming out for Mr. Gray, and you think you want the seat Mr. Gray is currently seated in. So you can say anything, because you want to be in where he's seated. So if you say it's abandoned, other people don't think it's abandoned.
Yeah, that's why you say, you are driving my imagination as if people here. And before I come here, I learned that people are given token to come and defend. I hope that this is not the case.
And then you get it wrong.
I'm just telling you.
You get it. You get it
come
wrong.
and give me a chance.
Okay.
I hope this is not the case, because the time I use, the energy I use to discuss Phil Gray, I should use that energy to propagate my message, not to come and be discussing. So discussing here is considered superfluous.
So before coming here, you heard that people are giving token for what?
For defense.
Defense of who?
Gray. It has just been proven.
Is it proven where?
I mean, right here, man.
So if you asked a question and he dated his question to whether or not you have heard anything, whether you know about the IRED report, you just said no. And the report came out in grade Akaras Gray, with a point of A. And he's asking you a question and you want to put it back instead of answering the question. You want to put it back on us and say you heard that people get token for
what I'm saying.
How do we defend Gray? Gray is not the only representative he's not the only person who's contesting in these elections.
Yeah,
when you come to the platform,
we ask you the tough
questions that have to do with your district and the person who is in the district. But let me ask you this question. What are the bills you want to profile when you get to the legislature? Do you have anything in mind?
Okay, that's good. One of the bills is about our youth. Now, I personally feel that government should build a mission that will be controlled by the military. I mean, a very big mission. And on this mission, we should take disadvantaged youth, underprivileged youth that are in the ghettos, and put them on this mission. Now, when you're on this mission, the military will make you obliged to go to school. The military will make you obliged to learn trade, to respect the rule of law, to respect other people, to respect men and women, to respect your friends. And if we run such an institution for like 10 to 15 years, there will be a big transformation in this country. For example, the United States has such a mission called boot camp. Even Donald Trump attended such a camp. So we should try to pressurize successful country. That's the only way you can be able to aggrandize in life.
Okay, let's go back a little bit. I like your idea. What would the bill be called?
Oh,
you haven't thought about it?
No, I haven't thought about it. There's a lot of things.
Oh, you want to give your name here?
No,
so you haven't thought about it. It makes, it's a good idea. But when you say mission, right? I want you to describe what you're talking about. What do you envisage?
Like a school with a dormitory. Like a mission like a school where it would be run by the military. The reason why you say it will be run by the military, because now we have kids that are disobedient, people that don't respect the rule of law. And if we leave this country with the parents, how much do parents really make to bring our child? I mean, we have low income. Some people don't make money at all. So we have to ask the military to come in and try to help. Yeah.
That if that sounds good, but that is not something that I know if that will ever happen. It's gonna incorporate people from District Number 8, but it will be a country thing. It will be for the Republic of Liberia. Is there anything also that you intend to do specifically for your district?
Oh yeah. I have been working on programs, and as I said earlier, I have helped 45 people travel, and I'm still going to work on it.
You're sending other people in your district out?
No, not only in my district, in and out, because it has to do with Liberians. There are people migrating from district to district, so I can just tell you.
You carry some of them in your district?
Carry some of them in my district? Like what?
You said people are migrating from district.
Yeah, I mean, like people are moving. Like some people come to live and some people leave. So I'm not going to restrict it to only my district. That's one. I just built the biggest palava hut in the district, and I'm building more palava hut.
What is the intent?
The intent for people to be able to galvanize themselves and get together to have meetings, programs, graduations, and what have you.
You think that's what the district needs?
No. If you check 5 major problems in that district, palava hut is not one of them. But politics is like a menu. What the people ask for is what you give them. My whole mindset is about building human capacity. That's my focus.
And how do you think that is going to happen?
It's going to happen by helping people in school, putting a lot of people on scholarship, paying school fees, and trying to empower a lot of people. Yeah.
So your district has not only young people, they less fortunate people, there are women, market women, there are, people who disabled. Are, challenged, physically. What are your plans for those people also?
Yeah, I shouldn't sit there and try to circumvent from the truth. Liberia that you look at today, as I said, we built our budget based on going up there to lobby, based on remittance and foreign assistance. So we have to go up there and try to lobby for our people so that we can be able to enhance growth. Even when it comes to our old people, we need to go out there, lobby, and be able to give them the desired life.
With all that burden you're putting on lobbying, I know, we have a budget as a country.
Mhm.
There are things that, happen for other districts, and it comes from the budget, of the Republic of Liberia. So even though you are saying that you're going to go out there and lobby, but there will be something that you can, depend on and say, as we are debating the budget, this is what I want to happen for my district.
Exactly.
And you can lobby with your colleagues in the House if you are there to make sure that happens, especially now that you boast of having that lobbyistic power.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the plans? Have you sat down? Have you thought about something that you intend to do when you get to the House as it relates to your people that will reflect in the budget when it comes to your people?
Yeah, the first thing in life is all about reciprocity. When you get into the House, it's not about strength. It's about respecting your colleagues, no matter the news you hear about them. Because if you respect people and people will respect you, people will try to look at your plight. So that's the intent I try to use in going in the House.
I don't understand.
We don't get your answer. It's very short.
I don't understand, because my question is that, what are you going to be pushing for your district when you get there? So what do you want to happen in your district?
Oh, okay. In my district, I want an ambulance, not only one, but like 4 to 5. I want better education, and I want we have issue of gentrification.
What?
Gentrification.
What is that?
I mean, it's like your living place, better place to live. Gentrification.
So you want to give the people better place to live?
Yeah, better
How do you
place to
intend to do
live.
that?
Is to go in the house and try to profile bills and tell my colleagues about the district. Our district is bereaved. Our district is bereaved, and there's a lot more to be done. A lot of bills.
And you believe that your colleagues are going to listen to that. Is that the only district that has, people who don't live in a better place?
Or if you're pushing your bills forward, you don't have to think about whether you work with other colleagues or not.
Really?
But what I'm saying,
So only the people in your district deserve better life. Is that what you're saying?
No, listen. What I'm saying, whether they've been denying other people, it won't stop you from preferring your bills. Like for me, if I say a lot of friends have failed from traveling or failed from making some achievement in life, and let me just say, I won't go nowhere. So you have to push.
And that's what you're going to be doing.
That's what I'm going to do.
So
And you think the people of district number 8 listening to this are going to be excited and say, yes, that is going to happen? The people who, live in your words, destitute, conditions. Do you think they are going to believe what you're saying?
Oh, yeah, because of the life I have been living with them. I just told you from the past 23 years, I have been really, really trying.
Have you
For
built
people
a
in the
house for
district.
anybody there?
Oh, yeah.
How many persons?
I have built like 3 houses. Yeah.
3 houses?
Mhm.
Specifically where in district number 8 you built those houses?
I built a house in the Single area.
Single is big.
Yeah, 10th Street. I built another house down the riverside, around the Satan area.
For who?
No, it's okay. I mean, these are questions that you can just answer calling people names. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
So let's get to this. There has been this problem in the House of Representatives. Sometimes in the House of Senate as well, where these representatives and senators, they come and they tell the Liberian people that what we are making, or what the senators and the representatives are making in the House is too much. So when we go there, we try to break it down. There are other people, other senatorial aspirants who became senators, other representative aspirants who became representative, and they said the money the representative make in the House is too much. What is going to be your position? You're talking about lobbying and making sure you give your people better life. What is going to be your position when it comes to representative salaries?
Yeah, salary should be in proportional with the job that you do.
Okay.
And my whole mindset is not really about salary. Let me be frank with you.
Yeah, but then tell us, you got your friends there too, they want salary. So if you want salary, they want salary.
Yes. My whole mindset is not really about salary. It's about the people of District 8.
So you'll not be receiving salary?
No, listen to me. It's not merely about salary. Now, it's about people of District 8. Okay. I'm a businessman and also a working man. Now, I think I really don't even know why will people in the House be crying for salary when our brothers and sisters out there cannot even afford food to eat.
What do you think they should be doing?
I think we should be advocating for people. We shouldn't just be about salary. That conceited life has to stop.
So they shouldn't make salary. They shouldn't make salary,
but to a minimal extent.
What would be the amount that you would prescribe for a representative to make as a salary?
I think $3,000 to $5,000 a month is okay.
Do you know how much a lawmaker makes now?
Lawmaker makes $7,000 plus.
Really? Okay.
That's why you're assuming.
Okay. Where is your stronghold in the district?
The whole single belt. Talking about from Jalasta, Seta, Blanca, Jokmenta, and yep. Okay.
Who is your strongest rival in the district?
Well, I don't see anyone.
Really?
Yeah, for real. And I'm serious about it because I'm doing a lot of work. I mean, lots of work I'm doing.
Lots of work?
Lots of work.
So you don't think anybody can come any closer?
No,
not even Representative Gray.
I'm telling you. I don't know why you continue to mention Gray names.
You are always saying Gray.
There's a factor in this thing.
Gray is a walking dead man.
What do
you mean?
It means that he has no relevance in the district. Nothing at all. Trust me. Zero. Nothing. See, so everything
So Gray has done nothing in that district?
I think the only thing that Gray has done is to propagate his own agenda.
What is that?
It's not about the agenda. One of his agenda is always to abandon our district.
And that's all you know about.
Abandonment is
I'll tell you, abandonment encapsulating. If you tell someone abandonment, it speaks volume. You know what I'm saying? If someone abandoned, like for example.
So you expected the incumbent lawmaker Gray to provide ambulance for the district, which he's not doing, to make sure that, the schools in your mind and according to you in your district, some schools, both private and government schools, don't have blackboards and crayons. Representative Gray has not been able to do that. And when it came to the drainages, he said you can blame it on Representative Gray. It's a government problem that you will go to the House also to lobby outside for. What else do you think Gray hasn't done for which the people of District Number 8 are going to elect you? Mind you, he's a second-term lawmaker.
Yeah, one of the reasons people going to elect me and turn Gray down is that, we speak of ambulance. If you check the price for used ambulance, it's between $6,000 to $10,000. See the car that he rides. See the wedding that he just had in France. These are all things that when you have the people, if you understand the plight of the people, you will come down and make the thing. You have to improvise because we are in a country that's struggling. We are in a country that have a long legacy of poverty. So there is not time to play around. There is the time to seek the well-being of the people.
So you go into the legislature to use your personal money to make the lives of the people better, even if it's not available from the side of the government. If what you're saying is anything to go by. Yeah, I'm understanding what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. Because right now I'm even using my personal money to go, so it's never going to stop. It's something that is embedded in me. It's ingrained in me, and nothing can stop that.
How much money have you spent on that district?
Oh, a lot. I can just call figures now.
A lot is open.
I'm not going to call any amount, please.
$500 is a lot of money to some people. $1,000 is a lot of money to some people.
Like for example, I just built the bigger Palava hut that cost about $4,000 to $5,000. Okay.
When did you
a concrete Palava hut?
That? Mm-hmm. 5,000?
I said between 4 to 5.
But that's more money there.
No, I'm just trying to tell you because if I try to.
How big is this Palava hut?
Jesus Christ. This Palava hut is
I can take how many people?
40 feet long. Yeah, 40 feet. No, I think 50 feet long.
So how many persons can that Palava hut take?
It can take roughly about 125, 150. Yeah.
125 persons.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Okay. So you build it for the people to talk politics there, right?
Not only politics.
Okay.
To carry on any kind of occasions. Wedding, ceremony.
Free?
Very free. Even if Gray wants to use it, nobody going to stop him from using it.
But why will you stop him?
Because he stopped other people from using Palava hut in Blanco.
Which is it? Is it the district's Palava hut or is it somebody's personal Palava hut?
It was the district Palava hut, but the fact that he's so obsessed to power. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why.
Who did he stop?
Tried. Even me. Other killers are not allowed to go there and use it.
What is the negotiation? How does one use the Palava hut?
No, I don't waste my time on that. Because as I said, Gray is a walking dead man in the district.
You're making allegations. You say you were stopped. There are procedures.
No,
then you say you don't waste your time. What are the procedures you must go through to use the Palava hut? You say you were stopped. You didn't follow any procedure and you just wanted to use it and you were stopped, or what happened?
I don't want to use the Palava hut because he's the number one man in the district.
Is that why you don't want to use it?
No. He stopped everyone. Are
you sure what you were saying?
How did he stop you? How did he stop
you? Did you engage the Palava hut?
I'm not going to engage because he has made the Palava hut.
It's a widespread allegation, sir.
You're just accusing him then. You said he stopped you. How did he stop you? You said, no, I'm not going to,
I don't want to use it.
Use it. You don't want to use it, then how can...
If you don't use something, you'll be stopped.
I don't want to use it because the brother has stopped every candidate from using this Palava hut.
Have you asked to use it?
I'm not going to ask.
Okay, but then you were not stopped then. No, you were not stopped then because you didn't ask.
The district knows what I'm talking about.
But I want to know. I know I'm not in your district, but there are other people who will say why were Honorable Grace stopped, Mr. Marshall, from using the Palava hut. So if I ask you how were you stopped, and you can say how, but you say I don't want to use it, then
let me tell you something. I think Gray is power drunk.
How?
Satan was having the inaugural program, and other candidates were asked to attend the program. And he personally told the elected chair that he does not want to see any candidate to take part in that program.
How do you know he said that?
The chairman reached out to me. I spoke to him. And he told me that.
And the chairman told you that.
Yeah.
Anyway, the chairman is not here to say
Okay, you see what I'm saying? So you have to ask me about me.
Let me get to you now. District 8 is a kind of district that is concerned with different kinds of people. Now you have the young people, you have the old folks, you have the children. Now, what are the category of people you've been working with, taking into consideration women? How many women you've been working with in your district? What is your relationship with the youth in your district? What is your relationship with the old folks in your district? And what are some of the groupings that you're working with in your district that makes you think that you are the best person to succeed, Mr. Gray?
Oh yeah, I've been working with group of all ages. I've been working with women auxiliary groups.
Their names?
No, I'm not going to name. You have a lot of women auxiliary groups. Okay? Let me just name you one. Women Healing for Success. Okay?
You can name two.
Oh, brother, please. I'm not going to really waste my time on that. You say name one or two. I just told you one.
The youth group.
Okay. I've been working with first-time voters and first-time voter of Satan, first-time voters of Rat Spring, and the minimal I've been working with. I've been working with, you see, older people as a senior citizen of Liberia. I've been working with a lot of them, and we are on a good path.
With all of the groupings in your district.
Mm-hmm.
Clifton Simani Marshall, right?
Yeah.
Got it right. Is our guest this evening. He is a representative candidate in District number 8. He believes that the incumbent lawmaker has abandoned the district. He believes that
I think we was about to go to the lines, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so Mr. Marshall, before we go to the line, let me ask you this very important question. Do you think you are really a typical politician? Do you have the abilities of being a typical politician to go in the House and represent your people in a political space? What makes you think that?
Oh, sure. Man by nature is a politician. And then I've been following current issues. I've been following the border politics of Liberia. I understand the dialectics of the politics. Mm-hmm.
That's why you want to go there. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's go to the lines and take a few calls. District number 8, Mr. Marshall is in our studios and he's laying a case wanting to unseat Representative Moses Akaras Gray. So the numbers are 0880-514-096 are the numbers. 0880-514-096. I don't know who's calling me. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Go ahead, madam.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you people in the studio there. Yeah, I don't know his name, sir, but
Mr.
that
Marshall.
man really need to go and do he said it good. Because from the way he's talking in that studio, I don't very trust him. So he...
Go ahead, mama.
She's off the line.
Good evening.
Because from the way he's talking in that studio, I don't very trust him. So he...
Good evening.
Go ahead, mama.
Good evening. Good evening, sir. Go ahead quickly. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Lokita.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I listen to your studio guy. And he said, will it be building, comparing a building with Mama Poya Hotel? Is that the only big building they say or in the whole country? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
I'm calling from Swahili Green City County.
Go ahead from Grand Jita County.
Yeah, I want to appreciate your studio guests. I've been following the show. You know, one of the things that I see, the key ideas of we, our Liberian politicians, supposed to actually be putting out is to create more vocational and technical schools, carry out people to learn actually how to create things to come and really promote our country. Because we found out that we young people in this country place more focus on politics, is to say innovation is actually lacking. I saw once from Mr. Opa Weeks when he was doing his show, see a little boy putting an excavator together with cartoon and TSK from my eye. I said, this is a good money. If you could take that one, carry out a country, come create a good thing in our country and promote for. And another thing he talked about too that is actually good is to create that base actually that will carry the base and facilitate you where medical will be there to be guided and teach them how to face it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from? Good evening. Let's take this caller. Good evening.
Thank you very much. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from?
Good evening.
How you doing?
Yes, sir. What's your name?
I'm James Gilbertson, calling from Grand Judah.
Grand Judah County. Go ahead, sir.
That brother like in the studio there, he might not waste his own time because he's not saying anything real to us. You guys will jump off. He said they told him not to use the I don't know, the town hall or what. He ever went to the man to ask him why?
Thank you for your input.
Thank you. Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, Mom. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, Mom.
Yeah, how are you doing?
We're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, hello?
Mom, go ahead. We are fine.
Yeah, first of all, I would say thank you for accepting my honorary studio. Hello?
Madam, we are listening to you.
Yeah, my name is Sarah. I'm calling from Cape Town.
Okay.
I want to say thank you to our honorable because one of the person that benefited for some of the things he done in the district.
What did you benefit, Mom? What did you benefit?
I benefited money to do business at that time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of the person that my brother traveled on the program when he was telling people on the country.
Oh, okay. So that's why I feel it was important for you to tell us how many people you've helped in the district.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, sir.
I'm okay.
What's your name? Where you come from?
From Satan Community.
Go ahead, from Satan.
Resident of district number 8.
Go ahead.
All right, let me give my thank you to the honorable man for the expose into action. My attention has been drawn to the Palabao issue as a relate to Honorable Moses Ascar stopping Kennedy from participating or carrying on some programs within the Palabao. The issue is this: we have the Palabao within the district or within Plongo community for 2017 up to now. It's just of recent you have Honorable Moses Ascar going to conscript a horse near the Palabao, calling a district horse for people not to use the Palabao in order to convince people of Plongo community. So that's my point.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. You're still listening to the receiver. Good evening.
Hello?
Sir, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, sir. You are live. Cool, pay attention. Good evening, Mom.
Yeah, my name is Aminata Zoka from Nashville.
Go ahead, Mama. Go ahead.
Yes, I just want to commend the Honorable Studio, Mr. Marshall. Yes, for the fact. Yes, and I pray that God lead you. You will be the next representative for the city or to come to Washington. Yes, because our certain representative not doing nothing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Hello?
Go ahead. You are live. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the voice of Ambassador Ezekiel. I'm calling from Webline.
Go ahead.
Let me appreciate your studio guest for his expose. I want to ask him on the issue of security. What's going to be his fight in securing the district? And secondly, we talk about drugs. The drugs issue is not all about going to rehabilitate the youth. The drug issue has to be, you have to focus on the inputters. Because when without inputting, no one will take it in. So we should just focus on rehabilitating people, because the more rehabilitating people, the more people will keep smoking it and then getting involved while the inputters are still doing it. So I think it's fine to focus on the inputters, stopping people from breathing in instead of going to rehabilitate people.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. What's your name and where you come from?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, fine evening.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Yeah,
You guys have a problem.
I tell you,
You will
man.
call on the radio. You have your receiver on. You're listening to yourself,
Hello?
and you expect us to listen to you. It's sad.
How are you, mom?
Hello? Good evening.
Good evening, mom. How are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name and where you call from?
My name is Fatia Wablo, calling from Grand Jida County, Chin District, District 1.
Grand Jida County. Go ahead.
Yes, I listened to your studio saying that Honorable Gray is working there. My question to him is, he really did his survey before coming into the rate? That's my question.
Thank you, mom. Good evening. Hello. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is Emmanuel David.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
All right, thank you very much. Let me say kudos and bravo to the Honorable Studio. For us, we noticed what the people are telling District number 8. Honorable Gray has done nothing. The only thing he believes in is to take students, to take tours to the University of Liberia to make sure and put a lot of peaceful students. We, the students of the University of Liberia, that are very strong on the University campus, want to tell Mr. Gray that this is the last time we ever appear at the campus building to serve as the lawmaker of our people. We want to say on the measure, keep on the good work, we'll support you to the fullest until the logical conclusion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. The calls keep coming in. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, mom. I knew you would have gone. Good evening.
Hello?
Hello, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Amos, Sura, calling from Plumber Community.
Go ahead. You are live, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you to the Honorable Studio, Mr. Marshall, and to the Bugatti Anderson, and we're great.
Hello, are you there? He left the line. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from? Good evening.
Hello?
I don't get it.
Yeah, we are. Hello?
Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, okay, yeah, my name is Andy Johnson. I just want to tell the Honorable Man thank you very much for his contribution within the district, especially District 8. He has helped a lot of persons within the district. I'm one of them, and I want to be grateful for that. You should keep up the good work.
Thank you.
What help has he?
What help has he been? Oh, he's gone. 08805140096.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hello?
You are live, sir. Good evening.
Yes, I'm Emmanuel Samuel. I call from Nashville, Sinker, District number 8.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, let me appreciate your studio guest, Mr. Clifton Simon Marshall Jr. Mr. Marshall talked about the ambulance issue in our district, which is very cardinal. Just to retrospect my mind on Titan community, the other time there was a fire outbreak, and for the fire service to even go down to get a fire punch, it was a very hard situation for the inhabitants. That's just a situation of the fire service. So coming to the ambulance issue, Mr. Marshall said a very important point. He talked about going out there to lobby for ambulance because when he gets out there to lobby for ambulance in our district.
I don't rephrase and don't message me.
I beg you. Just say what you got to say. Don't tell us what the man said. We already heard what he said.
The man already spoke the thing. You don't rephrase it.
So I want to appreciate wholeheartedly for emphasizing on that because it's very important.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
My name is Imara Gina, joining from District 8. To be more precise, the Zaytown community.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me firstly appreciate the Honorable Marshall Simani, and I want to say this clear to the people of District number 8, and it's caveat to Honorable Green that this time around it will be a last. We will not allow it again. Most of what we are registered on the university campus, we're going to make sure people and to Honorable Green focus behavior and Honorable Marshall.
Be respectful of your lawmaker.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, and to
What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, my name is Eva Smith, and I join you from District number 9.
Go ahead from 9.
It's quite frustrating to see a leader calling another leader a dead man walking. I don't think this is the Liberia we all envisage. We have to be civil in our approach. We as leaders need to unify our country. This is not civil in our society. So I'm very much disappointed in the young man in your studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, Mom.
Yeah.
What's your name and where you call from?
I'm Lovety Robert, calling from District number 8 to be precise.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, actually, in our district has been abandoned. We does not have a representative within District number 8.
Who do you have?
Because our representative, the city representative for this district, he moved to Glasgow.
Okay.
Are you understanding me?
Okay.
He moved to Glasgow. There's a development that is in the studio here. I helped a lot of people, including me.
What can
I now have money to send my children to school.
Okay.
The man paid the school fee.
My children, 5 children.
So wait.
Send them to school.
So
And I even back to our school.
Which school
My
is it?
5 children, he sent them to school. He didn't help me with business money.
Your 5 children. Which school your children in?
One of my children are in Christian School of Christ. One is in School of Christ, one is in Rock, and 3 is in Rock Institute right behind me here.
1 in Rock, then 3 in Rock again.
Madam, are you getting yourself? Okay, let's leave you.
You gone?
I think she's still there, but I think she's. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hello?
I will just take you off the line. Yeah, you can be.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I'm Patricia T. from your calling from the Zaytown community. District number 8.
Go ahead. District number 8.
Yes, I'm talking. You're talking to me? Yeah, I'm calling for Zaytown community. I want to tell the Honorable India, thank you very much. We need change in Liberia here because we have our representative, which is Ascara Gray. He never came back to us as a representative, okay? So for right now, we need to bring change in our community. So I admire Samani Marshall Jr. for what he's doing for our community right now. I know when he becomes a representative, he's going to bring change into Liberia.
What is he doing for your community?
What is he doing?
I'm calling for Zaytown community.
What is he doing for your community?
I'm calling for Zaytown community.
He's still not getting us. Yeah. 08805140096. We take maybe 5 more calls, and then we get back to Mr. Marshall to answer some of the questions and put his thought on some of the things you people said. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, my brother.
Go ahead, Mama. How are you?
I'm fine. I want to say thank you to that honorable in studio. I want to appreciate him so much. You know, his place in get there is different from other. There are other people going studio. They want to say everything that they have done, but he keep on telling you people that I don't want to say this, that, but people from his district are coming up to testify. So, my brother, I still thank you. May the Lord be with you in your struggle that you are going through. May God help you to make a change in your district number 8, I think.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead, Satan Community.
You know, it is so sad that people will be all people who all come to the public with section. I want to respond to everything all I say is true.
No, we don't have the time for you on that.
The other one I respond to which is the one I will do the parallel. Even though he's struggling to move the left, how many seats in case. But here's the issue. You cannot say you bring a parallel for a community in the land in which you are building around. It's not in the community. So how so are we, if you don't set election, that parallel will not be taken down the community? It's community action. So
you said the power is not in what?
The power is not in the community.
The land is not in what?
The community, the name of the community is not in the community.
It's not in the name of the community?
So that's the issue. So how are we that we want the election? Is that clean the power? Is that the community?
Okay. All right, you will answer.
He will respond to that. You will respond to that. Let's take 2 more calls.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel James and I'm joining from district number 8.
District number 8 people. This is your night.
Let me applaud the honorable in studio, and I want to say to him, we the people of district number 8, we are satisfied and we want to vote him. He's so far great left us, he moved to Azon, he take the entire family from here and carry them. Gray is a stranger to this district. We will not vote Gray. We the people of district number 8, we are satisfied with him. And for our friends and family that only vote in the campus, who is on the campus, we also encourage them to vote on the Marshall 8 in this process to make sure we get Gray out of the process. So thank you, and thank you to Honorable Marshall.
Thank you very much. This is our last caller. Good evening. Good evening. We talk to our last caller. Are you there? Let's take this one. Good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, mom. Your last caller.
Yeah.
I'm not going to check you. I don't. This person who keeps calling, they're calling from just a little place where a group of people are just sitting down and just calling. I heard him say they pick up. You just call from one place. You give the phone to this person, they call. You give the phone to this person, they call. We'll take one more caller.
Let's take one more caller. Good.
We
088051409. Okay, this is our last caller. Good evening. Stop listening to your receiver, please.
Yeah, good evening.
Go ahead, sir. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
How are you doing?
We're fine. Sir, go ahead quickly.
Okay. I'm targeting at doing for District 5.
District 5.
Okay. It's so sad that for someone that is speaking for a relation to call his government working there. I think to gain the mind of the people, you should not put that much another representative who is a equivalent. So I think we should reform our topic, that thing we do. To go and find out to Mr. Gray.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So we leave the calls right there and we get back to you, Mr. Marshall. You listen to the concerns of the people. What says that? Okay, sorry.
All right.
The concerns.
Let me try to deal with the issue of Jonathan Garvey, because he's an agent of Honorable Gray. You know, most of our young intellectuals, once their belly is filled, they feel the district is okay. That is what happened to that young man. Whenever his belly is filled, the district is okay.
So most of the intellectuals in your district.
I'm talking about Jonathan Gower.
They are food belly.
Yeah. They're like a political grasshopper. Wherever you see food, they hop together. And then Walking Dead man, politically, I'm not saying this man is walking dead in physical reality. No. It's almost like a political jargon that I'm throwing. Because I told you before that our district is bereaved. It's just a matter of time. And another thing the fellow spoke about, my building. The building is an investment. It is not the only building. That investment, the intended purpose for that investment is to create jobs opportunity for a lot of people in the district.
Which building you think he was talking about?
I mean, the building I just spoke about, opposite the EPA, the investment, the 40...
I'm not sure whether, I didn't understand him to mean that.
He's talking about the
Palava Hut you've built, according to you, in the district. He says that it's in your name. The land deed is in your name. And what is the assurance that
the community has?
If you don't win the elections?
I think you guys are behind. I'm making progress. I was done with that Palava Hut business.
How?
When I said, okay, listen, I said, the brother is belly driven. Once his belly is filled, the district is okay. Now the Palava is not in my name. The land is not in my name.
Whose name is
Everything is going to be turned over to the community. Everything.
Whose name is it in?
What I'm saying, everything is going to be turned
what
over
are
to
you
communities.
what are you waiting for the turnover?
Community. We have a set program that we're going to have Saturday. Yep. Saturday, where I will turn the Palava Hut over.
So I want to stick with you a little bit. I want clarity on that. You said you're going to turn the Palava Hut over to the community when in a future program that you intend to have. Whose name is the land in?
We need to probate it, but for now, it's like it haven't been legal, but we have the community name on that thing.
I don't understand. You buy a land and then you say it hasn't been legal.
It takes time to probate. It's takes time to
even if you buy a land and you haven't, probated deed, there must be a name.
That's what I just told you.
There's a legality.
So but what did I tell you? I said the land is
that the community bought the land.
I'm coming. I bought the land.
In whose
the land
name?
is in the community name, and then it's going to be probated, put into the account. That's
so how is it called?
No, it's just a land in the name of the community.
What community?
Satan community.
Okay, so on the receipt or the deed, because you will have the deed before you probate the deed. So the land deed is carrying Satan community.
That's our concern. Or is it carrying Marsha?
No, listen now. I just told you that the land deed is in Satan community. It's like you guys just trying to make things repetitive. I just told you that the land is in Satan name. Then you still ask me questions whether it's in Marsha name or in Satan name. Why else you want me to speak?
So you said the land is in
the land is in the community name. Okay.
Name. Okay.
Yeah. The other question.
Okay, and I was talking about the building. There's a fellow that asks as to whether that building is the only building, biggest building in the district. Well, I can tell you for a fact that building is the only biggest building among our kennels. Not to be disrespectful, our city representative does not have such a building.
Is it a building contest? Is it
a tangible contest?
How does that building, how does it benefit the people of District number 8?
District number 8 have designed a methodology where they are asking for tangibles. And tangibles comes in two forms: infrastructure and human capacity building. Like, for example, if I take my money and pay for people's scholarship, that's tangibles. If I take my money to empower people, that's tangibles. So if I'm building,
you can tell us how many persons you have empowered, and we don't have documentations to that. What I'm asking is, you are talking about the representative doesn't have a building as compared to yours in the district. That's why I was asking.
You asked me if it's
competition.
That's a competition.
How does that competition between you and Gray benefit the people of district number 8?
These are things that the people of district 8 will see and know that this can mean business.
Also, if you have a big building there where the money you generate comes in your pocket, when the people see that, they're going to be happy, right?
No, you are trying to circumvent from what I'm saying. What I'm saying, this investment is going to create jobs, opportunity for the district.
That's what you assume.
I just told you this building is going to create jobs, opportunity. So we shouldn't try to always circumvent from what I'm saying.
That's not 100% a fact.
Okay.
That's your assumption.
That's what you assume.
It might not happen.
Okay, so probably you have one more, and then we get your parting comment.
And you talk about security.
Yes, okay.
Jobs. You know, this country, I think the national police should be decentralized. We should have county police, and the national police should be the overall.
It's okay.
Should be the overall that control the security sector when it comes to police. Like, for example, Grand Bassa should have their own police.
Can you stop?
Yeah.
Grand Bassa should have their own police. Maryland, Sano. Once we have that, these small pockets of police, they can work effectively. That's one of the things. And we should always prioritize police by trying to upgrade, to give some salary increment. Police cannot be fighting crime and live among criminals. Nowhere in the world it happens. So these are things we need to work on, where police will be kept away from living with.
Final words.
People have been made to the subconscious to believe that when you don't vote for me, and when our president or our leader is elected, bills will not be passed. That is a very, very poor thinking. If President Weah wins, I'm going to work with Weah. If Joseph Barker wins, I'm going to work with Weah. Or Barker. If Elizabeth Comey wins, I'm going to work with him. Anybody that wins, I'm ready to work with them and bring a new idea.
And that is going to happen also if you win.
Sure.
Exactly.
And
so just wrap up because we're taking you.
We're out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time.
Yeah, and my number is number 7. You know, biblically, even the Quran tells us that God work 6 days and rest on the 7th day. So the 7th day means a whole lot. But number is number 7. I ask people of District 8 to join me because there's no way that the honorable man can become a representative again. That's the end of his term every time.
Thank you very much. His name is Clifton Seymani Marshall Jr. We want to appreciate you for accepting our invite and speaking to your people tonight, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and all the best to you. I'd like to read this announcement. There are reports that a dead whale has come on shore in the Palm Bush community, Dwazon, adjacent the Silver Beach Police. And people are harvesting this. They're taking bags of this meat, as they call it. So you have to know that, the National Fisheries has been asked to get involved with this. But people, you guys have to stop. That's a dead a whale, and nobody knows exactly what killed that whale. And people were told taking bags and just cutting it and going to eat it, and you don't know what effect it will have on you, so you need to stop doing that. Join us, God willing, tomorrow evening when we will be here with another edition of Open Conversation. My name is Titi.
From the east to